Hi, we're going to keep going now. For chapter 6.3, you're still with the normally distributed data. You'll be given a mean and a standard deviation. If you're given a variance, take the square root of it to get the standard deviation. Okay, so let's just try some examples. Number 5, the weight of steers in a herd are normally distributed. The standard deviation is 200 pounds and the mean standard weight is 1,300 pounds. Find the probability that the weight of a randomly selected steer is less than 1,720 pounds. Okay, we know from the problem that the mean is 1,300 pounds, the standard deviation is 200 pounds, and the data value, or the x value, is 1,720 pounds. I know this is a less than scenario because it tells me right here that it's less than. So all I've done in the problem is I've gone through, and gathered the data that I need. So based on what I learned in 6.2, I know for an area to the left, I've got to use negative infinity and then the x value. So the only other thing I have to do is include my mean and standard deviation. So I'm going to go second, vars, go down number 2 to Normalcdf. Okay, and the first thing I have to do is put my negative at infinity. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in, comma. Then I'm going to put my value of 1,720, and then I'm going to do comma. Then I'm going to put my mean, 1,300, comma, 200 for my standard deviation. So it goes negative infinity, x value, mean, and standard deviation. And you see this right here. So I close my parentheses and hit enter, and then the value I get is 0.9821. So basically what that's saying is the probability is 98.21% of the steers are going to weigh less than that. How I got that is I took 0.9821 and I converted it to a percentage by moving the decimal 2 places to the right. All right, so let's keep going. Let's do number 6. So let's go ahead and go down here. All right, again, the weight of the steers are normally distributed. The standard deviation for this group is 300 pounds, and the mean steer weight is 1,100 pounds. Find the probability that the weight of a randomly selected steer is greater than 1,456 pounds. All right, the mean is 1,100 pounds. The standard deviation is 300. The x value is 1,456, and it's a greater than scenario. Find the area to the right. Normalcdf, then I'm going to put my x value, then I'm going to put infinity, and then my mean and my standard deviation. So let's go ahead and try this. I'm going to do second, vars, 2. So my first value is going to be that 1456, comma, then I'm going to do 1 second, comma, 99, and that represents 1 with 99 zeros behind it, so basically infinity. And then I'm going to do 1,100 and then comma 300. Close the parentheses, put enter, and it gives me 0.1176, but I'm going to round up to 0.1177. So the probability of finding a weight of a randomly selected steer being greater than 1,456 pounds is 11.77%. Okay? Just be really careful. Hawks will ask you for percentages and probabilities, and I've stated it both ways. Just see what they're looking for. All right, number 7. Let's do the last one for this section. So again, if the weights of the steers in a herd are normally distributed, the variance is 40,000 and the mean steer weight is 900 pounds. Find the probability that the weight of a randomly selected steer is between 1,160 and 1,279 pounds. All right, first thing you do, look at that variance. That variance is huge, and you're like, whoa, it's going to completely destroy all your math on this one. So all you do is take the square root of it. So when you take the square root of it, you get 200. So now I have a mean of 900, a standard deviation of 200, an x value between 1,160 and 1,279. I know it's a between scenario because it says between. So, as you can see here, I've put what you need to put in the calculator. So I'm going to do second bars 2. My lower number is 1,160, comma, then I'm going to do 1,012.79, comma, and then I'm going to put 900 for my mean and then 200 for my standard deviation. Close the gap, and then I go like that, and I get 0.06775. I'm going to round up and do 0.0678. So the probability of finding the weight of a randomly selected steer between 1,160 and 1,279 pounds is 0.0678. Okay? These are how you do problems in 6.3. I hope this helped. Have a great one.